Yo, man. Welcome back to another episode of All in All with Alex. I'm your host, of course, Alex. You know what I'm saying? We got a very special guest in here today. You know what I mean? I'm going to let her go ahead and introduce herself. Talk to the people right quick.
My name is Lashana. I'm his niece.
Yeah. So, yeah, we got my niece in the building. You know what I mean? We were going over several different topics of what to potentially talk about. And there were a lot of different things. And some of the topics that were chosen all kind of fit the same theme. So I said, you know what? We'll just go with that theme and really touch on it. And then now that I'm thinking about it, since we're going over that theme, whenever I bring any other guests, we can kind of go over that same theme and get everybody's opinion on that particular subject. Everybody's opinion that who can relate to it anyway.
Yeah.
So for anybody that's watching, the theme is being black in America. So because there's a lot of things going on in this world, and I'm not the type of person who say, oh, white versus black, whatever. But there's a lot of things in this world that needs to be discussed, needs to be talked about. You know, I've even been through some things that probably needs to be discussed or needs to be talked about as well. So we're going to touch over a couple topics. We're going to touch over some real life situations as well. You know what I mean? So y'all get a little bit of story time in. You know what I mean? So I'll let you start off. What do you feel? How do you feel? Okay, so first off, let them know how old you is because we want to put it in context.
I'm 22.
Okay. She's 22 at the time that we're shooting this, and I'm 30 at the time that we're shooting this. Okay, so two different age ranges, two different age groups. Okay. So from the time that you've been living, what do you get? Like, what do you feel is being black in America has either done good for you or either cursed you? Like, tell me some examples of things that make you proud to be black in America, and then tell me some things that make you feel bad about being black in America.
For me, it's more as you being like, have you ever just got pulled over before and you just being scared? That's one thing I'm scared of.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as them lights hit, your heart drop to your stomach.
Yeah,
like guaranteed. If you black, your heart drop to your stomach when them lights hit. Even if they ain't for you, like even if you gonna like when we was just sitting right here and the police passed by, like my heart dropped in my stomach then because I seen blue, even though I knew they wasn't coming in here. Just because when you see it, it's just you randomly automatically think of things that happen between police and black people.
Yeah.
So it's just one of those things where it just hit you different. You know what I mean? Especially considering the fact that like the first stuff really kind of went viral with like around Trayvon area age, you know what I mean? And all that type of stuff, like around that time frame, which is like 2014. You know what I mean? So for you in 2014, you know what I mean? You would have only been about 14 or 11, somewhere in that area. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was a little bit different for you. But me at that time, I was 22. I was your age. See what I'm saying? So it was different because now I'm a young black man in America and I see what's being done, and now I have to be out in the world and go look at it and see things, you know what I mean? So for example, at that time, like I said, that was 2014, but I would say my first encounter in a negative way was in 2014. I got pulled over. I was coming down a little back road, and people in Clinton know this little back road right there where Little Caesars and the projects and stuff like that, right behind Winn-Dixie. And coming home from work, I was working a second job. You know what I'm saying? AutoZone in Calera. So I was coming home. Boom. So topped over the hill, and the speed limit is like 35 right there. So I was probably going 40, 45. You know what I'm saying? A little back road or whatever. Boom. He hit the lights on me. Okay, cool. No problem. So boom, he hit the lights. I turned down a little road, you feel me? I went ahead and let my window down, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So immediately, like I just felt it. Like you get a certain feeling when you just feel like something ain't right. And I got that feeling. And so, you know what I'm saying? I'm sitting in the car and you know how like you could see the like he pulled behind me or whatever. You know how you could see him like in your side view mirror?
Mm-hmm.
I guess he seen that I seen him. So he you know how the police cars had the little lights on the side of them?
Yeah.
He put his light into that mirror where I could not see him anymore.
Oh, that's scary.
And then as he walked up to the car, like he had his hand, you know what I'm saying, on his pistol or whatever. And like he was easing. Like I still seen him. He just didn't think I saw him, but he eased up on me or whatever. And he would never even get like, so he would never even get lined up with the window. Like he stayed back where the rear door window was at.
Yeah.
Like he didn't even come to the actual driver window.
That's sad.
And I'm like, dude, I'm more scared of you than you are of me.
Right.
Like, trust me. Like you the one got the weapon right now. I don't. You know what I'm saying? So boom, dealt with that or whatever. Luckily that one didn't turn too crazy. Whatever. Gave him my license and stuff. Let him go check it. Blah blah blah. He wrote me a ticket. Cool. Good. I'm still alive and breathing. I'm good. My next encounter was the following year in 2015. Mm-hmm. Me, my brother. Well, for people watching, it's not my blood brother, but blood really can make us no closer. Me, him, and then his nephew, whatever. We was on the way to Georgia. So what we used to do was we used to go to Georgia and we would hit up like the little strip malls and stuff like that and then come back. You know what I'm saying? So this particular time, we was going to go at nighttime. We was going to spend the night, catch them the mall in the morning, and then come on back. You feel me? So, boom. We on the way to Georgia. It's probably like 11 o'clock at night. Cool. We get off on an exit in Georgia.
Was it a sundown town?
What do you mean by sundown town? Like just look like it's racist town?
No, like we still have sundown towns in like Alabama, like where they recommend, like Coleman, Alabama, they recommend not African Americans go during nighttime. Mm. So they have that in the southern states still.
I don't necessarily know that it was one of those towns. But it felt like it. Oh. I'm put it like that. It felt like it. So anyway, I'll finish telling the story and then we'll talk about, the town or whatever. So boom, get off the exit. I don't know nothing about this exit. I don't even live in Georgia. You know what I'm saying? So cool. Get off on the exit. Because we're looking for a hotel. We're going to get a little room. Boom, wake up early in the morning. Finish the last little bit of drive to Atlanta, which was only like 20, 30 minutes from there. But we didn't want to get a hotel in Atlanta because the prices are crazier versus outside Atlanta. So it was cool. All right, so we driving. And the GPS, you know how sometimes you be driving and the GPS flip you around like, oh, you're going the wrong way?
Yeah.
So it did that. So, okay, cool. So I'm going and the police officer coming this way. Mm. So he gets to the stop sign and he busts a right. And so I turn left into the parking lot of the gas station. Mm-hmm. And as I turn in, I guess he looked back and seen me turn in. So he hit his brakes and then turned in from the gas station from this way.
Yeah.
So then I go, I go out and go that way the way he was originally going. And then he turned around, whip behind and get behind me. So he follows me for like a good 3 miles. You know what I'm saying? We go through a red light, we stop, we wait. The light took forever, it seemed like. And as we're going, we top a hill. And as soon as we top a hill, it's like a mall right there, like a JCPenney, like one of those big malls that got all that stuff. As soon as we top the hill, there was an ambush waiting on us. It was at least 15 police cars. And so I'm tripping like, what in the hell is going on? Me, like, I know me. You know what I'm saying? I know me. I ain't never been in no kind of trouble. Like, I'm just a good person. I give my heart to somebody if I could still live without it, I give it to somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever. So I try to do everything that I can. I'm just all around good person. So I'm like, I know I ain't did nothing. Okay, cool. So the dude who pulled us over, like the car's right here. You got police here all the way around. Like we literally in a circle now. Okay. All the police officers get out. Everybody guns pointed towards us. Now, mind you, like I said, this was after all the stuff happened with Trayvon, and you know the escalation of everything that started happening. So in my head, I'm like, we finna be on the t-shirt. That was my thought. Cause I mean, you talking 15 carloads of police. Everybody got their guns pointed at us. And then not only that, every one of the police officers was white. Yeah. So I was like, I was scared out of my freaking mind. You know what I'm saying? So at this time, and then it started raining too. It was raining, so then I let my window down. So the dude who pulled us over, he parked like 20 or 30 feet away from the car, and then he got out. Like, so where he was parked there was like a turning lane. So he was in the turning lane, and you had another lane on side of him for cars to keep going that way. So he parks in the turning lane, and then he gets on his little intercom. He says, reach your left hand out of the window and open the car door. Get out slowly. So I'm saying, okay. So, you know, at this time, I'm not questioning. I mean, it's, you know, with the blink of an eye, we could all be gone. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay. I reach my arm out the window, slowly out the door. I step out. He say, now keep your hands above your head. Walk backwards to me. So I walk backwards towards him, all the way until I feel the gun pressed on the back of my head. I stop. He pats me down. And then he kind of like gives me a push, like, go over there. So I go over there. I sit on the front of the police car. The dude handcuffs me. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying? So then my brother and you know, his nephew, they do the same exact thing with them. Everybody has to get out the car. Everybody has to do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Except for by the time when I got out and they did that, and by the time I got to the police car, other police officers was walking on the passenger side for my brother now, and they had it pointed at him. So dude who pulled us over, he was like, what's that you got in your hand? And my brother had his phone in his hand because they was asleep. They were asleep at the time. And so they woke up when they seen all the lights. They was like, what the hell you done did, man? You done took us on a wild goose chase or something? I'm like, nah, man. So that police officer see the phone in his hand. He like, what is that? What is that? You better drop it right now. So he was just like, it's a phone. He just dropped it or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? They made him get out the car. Same thing. We all had to go to the police car, sit on the front of the police car, hands, you know, handcuffed with our hands behind our back. So now one of the guys, the sheriff, he asked us, he says, hey, did he tell you, you know, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? Why you guys are, you know, why we doing all this and whatever. And so I'm like, no, but you know, I would like to know or whatever. He was like, the store that you pulled over in was robbed earlier tonight. And the only description that was gave was a black male wearing all black. And I was like, okay. So I'm like, you know, none of us got on black. It's three of us, not one of us. You know, we had on pajamas and like a white shirt. Like, you know what I'm saying? We was getting ready to find a hotel. We was going to chill for the night, get up in the morning, you know what I'm saying? Get the rest of the clothes, then come on back. So he like, so you don't mind if we search your car? I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I mean, you ain't gonna find nothing, but you can search it. So the dude, now there's another dude that's asking us those questions. The dude who pulled us over, he was already in the progress of search before the other dude even asked. You feel me? So, dude like, oh, I think I see something shining like it's a weapon back here in the back seat. I'm like, dude, you ain't gonna see no weapon there because at the time none one of us have a weapon with us. You know what I'm saying? We didn't even own a weapon at that time, to be honest with you, because I was 22, he was 19, and his cousin was like 17, or his nephew was like 17. So anyway, so I'm like, the only thing shining you're gonna see back there probably like a seatbelt buckle or something. You know what I mean? Like, You ain't gonna see nothing like no weapon back there. Plus, most weapons ain't even like shiny. It's like a flat colors. You know what I'm saying? Like flat black or whatever, matte black. Boom. So then he pops the trunk. He goes in the trunk like, oh, I see some black clothes and a ski mask. I'm like, dude, no, you don't. I don't even own a ski mask. I've never even worn one a day in my life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, like I don't. I mean, I see what he's on. And I'm like, dude, he's on some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So when he's doing all this in my head, I'm like, there's no way we're gonna not go to jail tonight. Just they're gonna find some kind of reason.
Yeah.
So I was thinking. So we're sitting there, we're scared out of our lives. We don't even want to talk. We don't want to say nothing because any wrong movement or any wrong thing said, we could be dead or locked up or beaten half to death. You know what I'm saying? We already handcuffed, you know what I mean? So, at that point, you know what I mean? We're just sitting there chilling, letting them finish up their search and all that type of stuff, So then we were like, okay, well, we let them finish. They finished up, and the guy, while the guy was still searching, the other guys, they put their guns away once we all handcuffed. So the other guys, the younger guys, they was talking to us like, oh yeah, man, where you guys from the Peach City, because Clinton, they got the big Peach exit or whatever. So we chopping up with them or whatever. They ended up being cool. It's just the one dude who pulled us over was on some bullshit, you know what I'm saying? So, they end up unhandcuffing us, whatever, letting us go and all that type of stuff. But we were definitely racial profiled at that moment. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when you followed me for 3 miles before you pulled me over, the car that I was in my mom's name. My mom had passed away. And the car, I had co-signed with her on it. But everything was pretty much in her name, like insurance, all that type of stuff. Until, it was paid off, then I was going to show them the death certificate and then they'll transfer it over to my name. So you follow the car with the information showing at that time, which is that was 2015. So she would have been 46. Yeah. 46. So you following a car that says it belongs to a 46-year-old, but you see it got 20-inch rims on it, and it's got cancer stickers on there dedicating to cancer.
Oh, you're talking about that car.
Yep. And this was before I put all the other cancer symbols on there. This was when I just had only the breast cancer ones, the pink ones. Mm-hmm. Because at that time I thought those stood for all cancer. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Until I found out that, there's different colors for each cancer. Mm-hmm. So that's when I came back and I put all the other colors on there all the way around the car. Because my mom passed away ovarian cancer. You know what I mean? So anyway, so long story short, basically, like, they followed me. You followed me around, seen the rims, automatically assumed, automatically racial profiled us. You know what I'm saying? Which it could have turned into something way worse. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But those are the type of things that growing up Black in America that you have to deal with. And I urge all my fellow Black people out there, and like I say, I'm not one person to like put everything on race, but it's just certain things you're gonna have to deal with because certain people make it difficult for us to live. Certain people make people want to shoot us. Certain people do certain things that make it to where now they're scared of all of us. So only thing I can urge to people is, hey, whenever they tell you to do something, just do it. Don't get smart with them. Don't try to say, oh, well, by this law, this, and try to prove all the laws and all that stuff. Follow what they say. Get out of there alive. That's the goal. Make it away alive. You know what I'm saying? Everybody that's with you, y'all all need to be alive. Whatever else happens after that, as long as y'all alive, you can get that straightened out. You know what I'm saying? If they arrest you for some BS charges, you can fight that. You can't fight death. You there, you can't find nothing. Your family gonna be, you know what I'm saying, sad and all this type of stuff. We don't want that. We don't want any negatives, anything to that nature to happen. You know what I mean? So just everybody just do what you can to make sure you don't get yourself put in that position. That's what I urge all the people to say. So yeah, that's my major story. Um or whatever. So I got one other one, but I was just gonna pass it to you to see what you got first.
What, a story?
Yeah.
I really don't. I didn't have any encounters. I mean, like only one time. I was 16 and I was working at McDonald's at the time in Lincoln, and I was coming down, and this is when everything started popping off. Like things was like cell phones was being people was recording police officers and everybody, you know. And so he pulls me over, and like my mama told me not to keep my stuff in the government part, the departments, because you have to reach for it.
Right.
So I was like, my purse, my license in my purse back here, and then my insurance is in the department. Can I reach for it? He was like, nah, you ain't got to do all that. And he just let me go. Because I feel like he was more like, oh, no.
Yeah.
You could just go to work.
Yeah. I mean, you did the right thing by letting them know. You know what I'm saying? Because I had got pulled over by a police officer one day, and my insurance card, I had it and I dropped it and it went under the seat. So it was like behind me. And I'm like, it's in the back seat, dude. Like, I dropped it or whatever. I was like, you mind if I reach for it? He was like, yeah, go ahead. Luckily, he was a local cop around here. He was a younger dude, whatever. He was cool. You know what I'm saying? I just kept it real with him. Like, I'm not just gonna reach back there. You know what I'm saying? Without you knowing what I'm doing, because you could think anything or say anything just because you want to get one off. You know what I'm saying? So I'll tell my last little story. You know what I'm saying, before we just switch to whatever. You know, so I guess we're gonna just call this story time about being black in America. I mean, there's so many other stories that I could go about that doesn't involve the police, but I figure the most important ones are the ones that involve the police right now. Because living in Alabama, for one, you deal with a lot of things, not from just police. You know what I'm saying?
Just people too.
But it's just bad when you got to also deal with it from the police, the people that's supposed to be protecting you. You know what I'm saying? And I do understand that you have some people that bring it upon themselves, you know what I'm saying, to an extent of the way they act and what they do. But I'm just talking about for the people who did no wrong, basically. You know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, my last little story before we switch topics or either end it or whatever, because we're at like 23 minutes already. That was a long story, by the way. But anyway, so my last story actually just happened last year. And on my birthday at that. So it was my 30th birthday, which I'll be 31 in October this year. So it was my 30th birthday. Me and my lady was going to the Kevin Gates concert. Kevin Gates, my favorite artist. Every time he do a show, I gotta go check it out. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. I gotta go see. You know what I'm saying? Gotta go holler at Bryson. You know what I'm saying? So boom, we on the way to Birmingham. So boom, my brother called me. He said, "Hey, can you come get your nieces? They about to take me to jail." So I'm like, "Where you at?" He said, "Hey, I'm close to the I think it's like Alton Avenue or something like that. It's like exit 249, like you know what I'm saying, going up 65, going up 65, like just past Hoover and stuff." So he like, "Can you come get them or whatever?" We pulled over right here, right by the Alton Ave exit. So I said, "Okay, I'm on the way to Birmingham anyway. I can scoop them up. I can call my pops to come get them. That way I can still catch the concert." Because we were already kind of like running behind, because like women when they get ready and makeup, and you seen it for yourself a while ago. So anyway, cool. I'm like, okay. So I get up there and I'm coming down the road, and then I see the police lights. So I'm like, okay, there they go right there. So they right here on the right side. So I pull up with probably like 20 feet between the police car and me.
Mhm.
And so I get out the car and they run back there and they say, "Who are you?" I say, whoa, whoa, whoa. Y'all got my brother pulled over and he told me to come get my nieces. I just came to get my nieces. Whatever. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? I don't know nothing other than that. They like, ain't nobody call you. We don't know what you talking about. I'm like, what? What do you mean? I just got the call. So he say, by the time I even get that out of my mouth, he say, get down on the ground right now. Now, mind you, we on the interstate.
Mhm.
We right by the edge of the road. Like, you know what I'm saying? I get on the ground, like my hand can literally get ran over. Like, that's how close we is. So, boom, I get down on the ground. I had a white shirt on. I was fresh, everything. I was like, man, my shit finna get fucked up. I ain't even gonna, damn, I'm gonna be going in the Gates concert looking dirty and dusty and shit. Okay, so cool. I get down on the ground. So he come up to me like, he put it in my bag and everything when I'm laying on the ground, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm just telling him, like, dude, like, I got called to come here to get my, you know what I'm saying? Why would I lie about that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then he checked me for weapons and shit like that. So then, while he doing that, the other police officer go to the passenger side of the door where Charity was sitting there, and he put his body on the door so she can't even open the door. So he telling her, let the window down, or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? He get her out of the car. He take her up to the front up there where they had the other car pulled over. So the dude, he rolling me like, hey, on 3 shit, I want you to roll and then we're gonna help you get up. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I boom, 3 roll, boom, get me up. So he asked me what's going on. I'm telling him like, dude, I was told to come right here. You know what I'm saying? Cause my brother was pulled over. So he like, man, he called and then the people on the, you know what I'm saying, talking on the walkie-talkie, talked to the other people. So long story short, my brother and them was pulled over like another quarter mile right above it. And you couldn't see it because of the hill.
Mhm.
So it's like they was pulled right here, just over the hill, he was pulled over.
Yeah.
So I stopped at the first one because right there by the exit, I mean, literally between where he was pulled over and my brother was pulled over, it was an exit right there.
Yeah.
So boom, I pulled up at the wrong exit and almost lost my life on my 30th birthday.
You was gonna be clean though.
Yeah, I would have been clean, but
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I mean, I would have left, you know, my daughter was 5 months old at the time. You know what I'm saying? Like she would have to go her whole life without even knowing her daddy. Like she wouldn't remember that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, long story short, it was at the wrong exit. And the dude just kept saying, "Oh, you put me in a bad position, bro." Like kept calling me his bro. Dude, I ain't your fucking bro. Like you don't talk to me like that. Like I ain't your bro. My bro don't goddamn put a gun in my face and try to like, you know what I'm saying? Like I don't, like I told him, like I don't know these people. I thought we was at the right stop. So it turns out the people that had pulled over, they had a whole bunch of drugs in their trunk of their car. So I guess they thought we was coming to save them, but whenever y'all pulled them over, y'all seen and they ain't calling nobody. So how y'all gonna think? You know what I'm saying? So but anyway,
they be acting slow sometimes.
yeah, man, it was wild. So you know, there's other stories. Like I say, I'll probably save those for like another episode or something like that. But those were just two of the most terrifying ones that I've encountered. The rest of them, you know, are stuff that you can always deal with. You know what I mean? You can deal with that petty person inside of a store that think you're trying to steal just because you're black. You can deal with that. You know what I'm saying? So
can you really though?
I mean, you can deal with it because it's just like all you gotta do is keep shopping. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot harder to deal with a gun in your face or 15 color. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you know, you can think I'm stealing all you want to. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna pull out a pocket full of cash and say, I can pay your salary for the rest of the year. You know what I'm saying? So hard to deal with. But lead that kind of like into what's going on today. Like here recently, you know, for example, we had the man in Houston. Somehow, apparently, he shot 3 officers within the last 24 hours. Not sure what exactly went on because nothing is getting out about how he shot the first officer. All they're saying is he shot 3 within 24 hours. 2 of them were after they tried to find him and then put him on a man. They went on a manhunt to find him and got him inside his house. So, what happened to cause him to want to shoot the first officer? that's one thing that's not being reported in the news that would be interesting to know because it's not out there. It's not being said. It's not they didn't even say if he got stopped in a traffic, you know what I'm saying? Traffic stop. What like so what makes you just want to automatically shoot on the officer? Because even though I was in the situations I was in, I didn't want to just pull out my gun and shoot at the officer.
Yeah.
I just didn't want to be shot. That's it. I just didn't want to lose my life because I still had a long life to live. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Like that's the part that sometimes I hate about the news is because you don't find all the information you need sometimes. Like, why was he even stopped in the first place? Why was he or not stopped because we don't know if he was stopped. But what made him want to shoot the first officer? I already know what made him want to shoot the second two, and that's because after he shot the first, he went and hid and ended up hiding in the house, and then the other two tried to break in, and so then he shot at them or whatever, blah blah blah. But the first one, that's the part that I'm tripping on. What you think about it? What you think?
I feel like it's a reason. I think something happened and he just wigged out, I guess, because it has to be a reason. It has to be because of a reaction, and he just retaliated like that. Because it's no way.
Yeah, unless he already had like some mental issues or something.
Yeah.
But it's just weird that you don't hear the original reason because any other time you would hear it. So I wonder, like, is that something to where like the police officer kind of did something wrong or tried to attack him or whatever?
Body cam.
You know what I'm saying that's what's gonna tell the story if it was on.
Yeah.
Now if it was off, that let you know he did something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So that'll be one of them stories where like we hear about it 3 months from now. You know what I'm saying? Or whenever they go to trial and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So because right now they charging him with 3 counts of manslaughter or something like that.
3 counts of attempted capital murder.
Attempted capital murder. So yeah,
which is a lot.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying?
Which not saying that he should have shot them. It could be. We're not saying that. But
no.
It's something.
We don't want nobody to lose their life. But it's just stuff like that doesn't get talked about enough as far as why are certain details left out. Mm-hmm. Because like if I had got shot and got killed, they would have said young black male pulls up on traffic stop. Mm-hmm. And they probably would have thought I was trying to help them people out. So they'd have mixed that together some kind of way.
Yeah. And then nobody would know
because I wasn't here to tell my story. So I couldn't tell you that I don't even know those people that I got called for that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like there's a lot of things that are untold because the person not being here. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you go back to like the George Floyd situation or to go back to you know what I'm saying? Like it's so many situations and then there's a lot of situations that don't even get brought to daylight. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so many things that it goes on in this world. And it's just, like I say, some people, they just do crazy stuff or they you know, because at the end of the day, a lot of people in this world has mental deficiencies. Yeah. And of course, we as a society understand that. So that's why they have counseling. That's why they have, you know, behavior analysis doctors. And that's why they have, you know what I'm saying, all these different things to try to help with that. But it's just crazy.
Mental health is real, but it's not usually a topic to talk about, like within the community,
especially within the Black community.
Yeah,
like that was one thing that I was saying because you know I've done some mental health episodes, so I'm really big on mental health because your mental health can separate life from death. Your mental health can separate your child being happy or unhappy. Your mental health can separate you being happy or unhappy. Your mental health can separate you and your significant other being happy or unhappy. Like it's so many things that can go into one person's mental health. One person's mental health can cause millions of people to die. Like imagine if I was somebody who controls a rocket and I wanted to just run it into New York City. Yeah. it's 7 to 10 million people that live in New York City. Like, imagine how many I can kill if I controlled a rocket and my mental health was off.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So mental health, that's why I feel like it's one of the most important things in the world. So, and that's one of the things I do outline on this podcast is I talk about mental health because it's very important. It's probably the single most important thing in this world. If I had to put my money on it. You know what I'm saying? So somebody's mental health not being right could cause their child's mental health to not be right. If one of my parents was a psychopath and I got raised up around that and I seen them kill people and I seen them hide people in their attic or in their basement and do certain things to them, what do you think that's going to do to me mentally?
It's not going to be good.
Right.
Mentally, you're not going to be straight.
Right. So it's a lot of things to go into. And then you see it as a child, you think it's okay to do it because, oh, my parents was doing it, so that means it's okay to do it.
Which is not.
Exactly. So that's what I mean by the mental health thing. But, you know, it's wild. It's wild. So I don't know why certain things were left out on that. Mm-hmm. Hopefully everything comes to good thing about it, nobody lost their life.
Yeah, but that house is destroyed.
Oh my God, that house is gone. I don't know what they had. It looked like they had some kind of forklift or something. They called it a utility vehicle. It was tearing windows out. It was ripping pieces of the home off. I was like, what in the world is this? Like,
and all around the house, not just one wall, the whole entire house.
Right. And that was the crazy part. Like, y'all know where he at, so why are you trying to tear up the whole house? And then it's not even a house that the dude owns, so it's like dang, I hope they had homeowners insurance. Cause you know the police ain't finna pay for that.
They already said they wasn't.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? They not finna pay for that. Cause they know that's gonna be hundreds of thousands of dollars right there. Right. You know what I'm saying? At least about 50 or 60,000 for real to fix all that. Cause there was a lot of damage done. Then you threw in acid gas and all that stuff. Like you gotta cleanse your whole house now, and you still gotta replace all the sides, walls, and windows and
bricks and
all that. And the paneling outside of the house. Like you might well just tear the house down and build a new one.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because then you gotta try to match the paint up with it, so and all that type of stuff. Like it's a lot of stuff that go into that. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I mean, what else you got on there?
When they was trying to move out, it's on TikTok. I'll send it to you. When they was trying to the next morning, the family that actually lived there was moving
so this wasn't a house where he lived. So who house was it? Like his cousin or something?
They said family and friends.
Okay.
But then they was like, and people started talking. They was like, they didn't even know the man at all, so they was held hostage too. But I really think it's just the family and friends part. Mm-hmm. But
yeah, because how could he get in there in the first place?
Exactly. And then they was moving their stuff out, things that they could. It was sad.
That's crazy.
And you got the news recording you while you doing that. That's just
yeah. I'd have been like, I would have went off. I don't want my face on the news. Get the camera out my face. You know what I'm saying? I would have been doing all that.
Yeah. The actual homeowner did that. It was like, I don't want my name.
Yeah, I mean, because, at that point, like, that's crazy. Like, I don't know. Yeah, I would have.
I've been mad.
I would probably have to raise hell on that one there.
You gotta give me something.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I probably went a little crazy on that one there. They're gonna have to pay me.
Gotta give me something.
I'm telling you, you inconveniencing my whole life, bro.
And then on the TikTok, they was like, oh, maybe red. What's the is it Red Cross?
Blue Cross? Yeah, Blue Cross Blue Shield.
No, that's health insurance.
Oh, who you talking? Oh, you talking about Red Cross, the people that be helping people out. Yeah.
It was like, did y'all contact
American Red Cross?
It was like, did you contact them yet?
Oh,
I was like, man, that's so messed up.
The internet always make a joke out of everything, bro. Like the internet undefeated though. They undefeated, bro. They undefeated. That's what they is. Like, yeah, they undefeated. I'm just say that. I'm gonna say that.
Mm-hmm. I could say one thing. We can make a joke out of anything, and it's bad to say, but
that's a fact. Yeah. That's a fact. I mean, that's a fact now. You know what I'm saying? What you got next on the agenda over there though? But In the meantime, yeah, I mean, people a joke about any and everything for real. A lot of stuff shouldn't be joked about, but they're gonna joke about it anyway. You know what I'm saying? But it's just so. Let me ask you a quick question while you're doing that. Like, do you are you more like are you more proud to be black, or are you more sad to be black?
See, when I was younger, they said that I sound like a white woman. And like, cause I guess I was talking proper or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so knowing me, I don't want to be white. So it's like, I'm going to change how I talk because I don't want you to think I'm white.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, now, today, I'm proud to be black because it's like, why am I trying to, even though I am how I am, like, I do have a little country in me. I like horses and stuff.
Yeah, ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean, I took your pictures and you was on the horse, so you know what I'm saying?
Yep. So.
But I mean, like, I definitely understand that, you know what I'm saying? And me personally, you know, I'm definitely proud to be black. Yeah. I'm definitely proud to be different from everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I am very sad. Yeah. I'm very sad of everything that's happening to the people that don't deserve it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm it's disgusting. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and that's just my personal feelings. Like I said, everybody that's watching this probably knows me, so they already know that I'm not on the it's black versus white, it's black versus white. I have more white friends than black friends. Yeah. Because friendship is not based off of color. Mm-hmm. It's based off of who you are. The people that I can truly call, like, it's some white friends that I got that I call my brothers. You know what I'm saying? Like, some I went to school with. Like, one of my brothers just helped me fix my AC unit, like, literally just the other day, because my AC unit was messed up. One of my white brothers helped me. We used to play Yu-Gi-Oh cards together back in the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, we go back like that, like 4 flats on the Cadillac, like that. You know what I mean? So that's my dog. Like, I never. One thing about me, I never ever be racist at all. Like, I just feel like some things need to be said. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring some of my white friends on here, and I want to get their honest thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Like, just to get their thoughts. Like, everybody has their own opinions of what they think about things, and just to get that would be like interesting because everybody's mindset is different on how they think about life. Uh-huh. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I just feel like it'd be a good perspective to get. Like how we're doing right now, we're talking about being black in America. Like, let's do one being white in America. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I want to get their opinion, you know what I'm saying, on stuff like that. So, but what you about to say though?
Oh no, it's a song that's going. I can't remember the name. It's something about Richmond, Virginia. Have you heard of that on TikTok?
I ain't heard of it.
It's a white man singing it. Mm. He's basically. It's a good song. I gotta play it for you one day.
Okay, so you said it's talking about Richmond,
Virginia? No, it's talking about just America, period. And I feel like everybody can relate to it.
Oh, okay. So he's talking about like the things that's going on in America.
Yeah, like pay and how, you want to pay me this little bit, but what? It's like corporation type thing.
Oh Lord, yeah. We could talk all day about something like that. Now I ain't gonna lie to you. That's why I'm on my business stuff, trying to do my business full time and all that. Like, you know what I'm saying, helping people doing the credit repair, trying to get them financially free, all that type of stuff. So, yeah. So that's just, man, like. And then, for example, like being black in America too, like it feel like you just born with bad credit.
Yeah.
Like, why I feel like that? Like, it just feel like white people are born with good credit, black people born with bad credit.
But then I also think it's like generation type thing too, because if your mom or your dad didn't know nothing about it, you're not gonna know nothing about it.
And that's all it is. That's why I was just being funny, but that's all it is like our parents growing up, they didn't know nothing about credit. Mm-hmm. Like, and the only reason that we know so much now is because of social media and YouTube and all that. Mm-hmm. Like, if it weren't for social media and all that, we probably would still be not knowing a lot of these things. Yeah. Like, That's why, like, one thing I know that I can say good about social media is it's a direct line to information. Now you just got to decide whether the information is good or bad, but you got a direct line to information where, like, if something happens in California 2 minutes ago, I can know about it in Alabama right now.
Right.
Versus waiting till the next morning till the news come on and they might not even show what happened because there's so much locally going on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's one thing I can say positive about social media, but it really goes back to, like you said, like if your parents didn't know about it, like my dad and them didn't know nothing about no credit.
Yeah.
They didn't know nothing about no credit. But now I know about it, so I'm gonna teach my kids about it. So now by the time all my daughters reach age of 18, they're gonna have perfect credit scores.
Yeah.
They're gonna be able to go buy them a car off the lot and pay whatever they want to pay on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to save them up some money so that way they have a big down payment. They don't have to have too high of a monthly payment, but that payment is gonna go in their name.
Yeah.
It's not going in my name. You got to learn how to build it. You got to learn how to do this. I done started you off. I gave you a head start. Now you're ahead of 99% of the rest of the population. Because there's even some white families and other races of families that don't even do that. So now you're ahead of 99% of the other 18-year-olds that are here on this earth. So now you got to make sure that you do what you got to do to stay ahead. That's up to you.
Yeah, because I was totally jealous of people who had like better credit, or like their parents put them on as a authorized consent.
Yeah, authorized user. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, dang, why my mama didn't do that? But it's like,
yeah. But I mean, now one thing I can say about your mama though, like she just kind of got hit with the credit stuff for real, like a couple years ago. But like, you know what I'm saying? She just been doing good. Like she been doing good with it though. But a lot of people like had I even now though, like had I had this knowledge that I got now when I was 18, my life would be completely different.
Oh yeah.
Like it would be so different to the fact that I probably wouldn't have been living in where I live now as far as in this city. And so who knows if I would have the same kids that I have now? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? All that type of stuff, because if I'm living in a whole other state, like I'm not really communicating nobody from down this way.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's just, life would have been so much crazier if I knew all the stuff that I know now. You know what I'm saying? Which is not no knock about anything. You know, I enjoy my life. I love my life how it is, but I'm just saying that just to kind of throw, just kind of throw it out there so people understand. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, so it's all about that, building that generational wealth and teaching your kids how to be financially free, setting them up so they can be financially free. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, my oldest daughter, 13, we are discussing, well, what we're about to do is we're about to create her LLC.
Yeah.
So now, by the time she turns 18 or 19, her LLC will be already 5 or 6 years old. So now you got an aged LLC. So now when you get this business funding and all that, they're like, okay, this business has been running for 5 or 6 years. So it's been running this long. It's still going to continue to run. It's making good money, all that. You know what I'm saying? So now it looks better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but it's a lot of things that go into that. We ain't got to talk all that right now. You know what I'm saying? But that's just one of those things. You know what I mean? So I guess, we got about 10 minutes or so. So we'll hit, if you got a last topic that we can hit, or we can just continue like we're doing now, just talk about, you know what I'm saying, different things going on in our life, or the different things that we've thought about as the world went on as far as being Black in America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So the next topic is basically, I feel like it's dealing with mental health.
Okay.
Because you have a U.S. soldier, right? Travis King. And he said, so now he did something. I ain't gonna lie, he did do something in the Army. And so he was in South Korea, right? So they was gonna send him back to the USA because he was still in the Army. So they was gonna send him back so he could get charged. Well, why did they do that? Because they had him a plane ticket booked. Instead of him catching the plane, he went to a tourist spot where, where the North Korea and South Korea border hit. Okay. And he just ran. He ran to North Korea. He ran, and then, which, mind you, a van pulled up. and snatched them in the van and drove away. So now you think about it like, dang, it has to be, because like, how did the van like?
So while he was in North Korea, the van pulled up and snatched him.
Yeah. So when he crossed that walk where you don't supposed to cross at all,
Mm-hmm.
a van pulled up, snatched them into the van, like a couple soldiers snatched them into the van, and they pulled off. And so now he's saying that he doesn't want to come back to America. And of course, U.S. trying to get him back, but
So what soldiers snatched him up? It was Korean soldiers?
The North Korean.
Oh, they probably trying to get intel from him to see what
Yeah.
he knows. I mean, you know, because we got you hostage now. Like the U.S. wants you back for criminal reasons, and now we got a reason to become your friend because the enemy of my enemy is my friend. That's how the world goes. You know what I'm saying? So they're probably trying to get knowledge from him, and he's like, you know what? If I go back to the U.S., I'm a dead man, or I'm
already.
You know what I'm saying? So even if he go now that they know the Koreans got him, if he definitely go now it's like he's thinking like, okay, they're gonna probably kill me. So let me just stay here in North Korea. They're gonna treat me like a king because they want to know everything I know.
Yeah.
But then once you don't give North Korea what they want, then what you gonna do? What they gonna do to you?
So basically, they was like, they taking him like as who he is type thing, and they basically put out a statement and was like, basically said what he said, that the U.S. Army was mistreating him and they was racially discriminating him and stuff like that.
So okay, so since you're saying that, what races did this dude?
He is black.
Okay.
He is black. So he crossed into there, and I really think it has to deal with something like mental health. But then also, it's been multiple times where people said something about people getting mistreated in the army, which I feel like that's still no excuse to do what he did. But I really feel like it was like a mental health issue that's going on.
Well, one thing I can say, it does sound like a mental health issue, but one thing I can say about the army, I've never been in the army, first of all.
Yeah.
I do have a sibling that has been in the army, and some of the things that I've heard as far as what goes on in the army will drive somebody to be insane.
Yeah.
When you see somebody head or brains blew out right in front of you, things like that can change people, especially if that's not something that you're used to. You know what I mean? You see somebody get held hostage by somebody overseas, and you see them get their head blown in, or you see the other person get shot by a sniper. Everybody can't process that information the same way. Like, everybody processes stuff different ways, and you start seeing that trauma and it's being suppressed in, you're eventually gonna break. So, I mean, I just feel like there's a lot of things that go on that even that we don't know that will drive a person insane. You know what I mean? So that's just my personal thoughts on it, because I've heard some things that I cannot repeat on here, but yeah, it's real. And then not only that, I mean, think about it. You're away from your family and you're all overseas and in other people's territory. You don't know if they like you, if they hate you, if they want to kill you. So you got to always be looking over your shoulder. When they were in those deserts, you got big camel spiders like this big. You have to worry about. You got to shoot them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of stuff that goes into it. So that's more so. You know what I'm saying? Not sure. Or so do they even know exactly what he did in the first place? Like, was it put out
in the army?
Yeah, that the guy did.
Like, yeah, it is.
What was the criminal thing that he did?
Really, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken, it was some type of domestic thing, if I'm not mistaken.
But if they're in the army, so he just got to fighting with a guy or something?
Yeah, I think it was a domestic thing. Now, mind you, this been happening, like, he been over in South Korea for like a year already.
So why is it just now coming out?
I just don't know. I guess because they finally charged him.
But the thing is, I mean, if it's something domestic and me and another officer gets to fighting, why am I being charged? Why am I being arrested when fights go on all the time in the Army?
Yeah.
In the military, fights go on all the time. I'm from the different people I've talked to. I'm pretty sure that it's a lot more than fights that go on there in there as well too. But I don't know. I feel like there's something more to it that's not being said. Regardless if he did more or regardless if he didn't do more. You know what I'm saying? So something else is being hid on there. And that's another thing. Like we talked about before, like things getting held out from the news. Like if you're gonna say everything, you're gonna make it public. Like go ahead and tell a full story.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You know, then there's always two sides to a story too, because it could be one way he feels and it be one way the Army feels. You know what I'm saying? So there's always there's always a lot that goes into it. But I think for this particular episode, we're gonna stop it right here. And then whenever we get ready to shoot the next episode, then we'll kind of like fall back in on the same thing because, once you get to the hour range, we don't want to keep people too long. You know what I'm saying? So, so everybody that's been here with us, we appreciate you guys for tuning in. We're going to try to do this again here soon within the next month. Try to come back in again, talk different topics or whatever. We might stay on the same category as far as being Black in America. We might go to something different. It's just a lot of things in the world that needs to be addressed, needs to be spoke on. And a lot of people, want to hear my thoughts on it. A lot of people want to hear a younger generation thoughts on it. So we figured we would get together and, make it work. So, but we appreciate you guys tuning in and all that. Hey, if you guys want to follow my niece, you know what I'm saying? She'll give you her information right now.
So, do not.
I like how you cleared your throat.
Don't follow me on Facebook. No.
Nah, we're not doing that.
No. So, Instagram, it's Shauna Marsha. So SHANNAMARSHA _ Now, I don't know my TikTok. I think it's Lashana. I don't know that, but
we'll put it in the description. I drop it in the description. You know what I'm saying? I drop it in the description.
Get my TikTok flop.
We're gonna get you up. But yeah, so appreciate everybody for watching. Y'all just watched another episode of All in All with Alex. Peace.